Hi, and welcome back to another week of Keeping It Real with Coach Neal. I'm Brandon Sands with the Seahawks Digital Network, and Coach, let's get into it. Lot to unpack from Sunday's game versus High Point. Obviously, coming back from the 2-0 deficit. More impressively, just how quickly your team was able to respond. Getting that first goal immediately after, and then shortly into the second half with the equalizer. Just what did you like from your team seeing that bounce back performance on Sunday?
I feel we're trending upward as we head into conference play, so that's encouraging, especially in the amount of chances we are creating. Yes, we dug ourselves a 2-0 deficit at home against High Point. Much of that was self-inflicted, but credit to High Point for taking their chances very well. But the response to that deficit was very different than our response to the deficit in the ECU game, and we had talked about that during the week. But we scored 13 seconds or 14 seconds after we conceded the second. So that is exactly what you want to see. And I felt we were unlucky, just really, really close to tying and leveling the match another minute later. So we almost brought ourselves level at halftime. But yeah, that response is something we talked about today. Really, really proud of them. They didn't let them get flustered, and they stayed to the plan and stayed focused.
Is that something that you kind of mentioned in training and stuff, being able to, team scores, and being able to get right back on the ball and attack as soon as it starts, maybe catch them off guard a little bit?
Yeah, there's really only one way to attack that, and that's through video and showing them in moments where maybe you've gone down a goal or two in the past and you've lost your composure and it affected your decision making. So you have to reflect on the video and say, at this moment, let's just keep our composures. Don't make any rash decisions. And you talk about it, you show it on video, and then you hopefully they respond in that moment again, and they did.
You look in the net, you made a change at halftime, bringing in the redshirt freshman Kitty Pope. Both goalkeepers have really played well at times this year. What did you like from Kitty there in the second half, continuing to not concede a goal this year?
Yeah, we've got goalkeepers that can compete for the starting position, multiple goalkeepers, so that's great. And Kitty has played in a number of games up to this point, has not conceded, so in that moment, Kitty was deserving of stepping on the field. Kitty is starting to play with more composure. I actually said to Savannah prior to the match, as I was watching Kitty warm up, and I just went over and complimented Savannah Stoughton, our goalkeeper coach, on how Kitty's development has really, we've seen an uptick in her development and how she's operating. So I thought she was composed. Her kicking game was solid. And in her handling moment, she was clean. So another small victory for Kitty in that respect.
You talk about just a lot of players this year getting more game experience as the season goes on. What have you just seen from the group overall that you've liked and that you've learned about, week after week?
They're starting to develop the level of emotional camaraderie that is necessary to win at this level, and that was inconsistent in previous games. So we're starting to see that fight and that spirit and that bite and that leadership starting to become more evident in games, whether it's vocal or whether it's by action. So we're starting to see the true beauty of sport, and that is being a part of a team that's out there fighting, clawing, and suffering a little bit and battling for each other.
You move forward to this Thursday, another road test, a VCU program that's historically very competitive. Obviously, you've seen them a lot over the years. Just kind of what are your kind of thoughts in going into that game?
I think we've played a tough schedule. They've played a even tougher schedule to this point. That is a very, very good team, a very well-coached team. And they just, so far this year, the ball hasn't quite bounced their way at times. But I love this matchup on the road for us right before conference play. It's another fantastic challenge, and it's going to feel like a very high-level CAA match. So this is a golden opportunity, one last chance for us to keep sharpening our weapons before we play conference play 2 Thursdays from now.
How do you balance this part of the schedule when non-conference is ending, conference play is just around the corner, keeping them focused on knowing, hey, this is what we got to do here today, this week to be successful, instead of looking forward to the games when they actually maybe count a little bit more in terms of points and standings and things like that?
Literally what you just did. We keep talking about it. We keep reminding them. We started it about 3 weeks ago. Hey, conference play is 3 weeks from now. We got to keep adding. We got to keep growing. Keep putting the building blocks into the foundation. So that's how we do it, Brandon. We talk about it a lot. I wish we had more games and more opportunities to prepare before conference play, and it feels like you start your season and boom, it's right upon you. But it is what it is, and it's the same for everybody. So we've got to try and continue to, like I said, sharpen those weapons before we get into conference play.
Well, Coach, best of luck this week. Looking forward to watching.
Thanks so much.